everyone, it's Walter from the World of Guitar, and today we have a great lesson for you. We're going to be looking at the tapping technique of the great, the legendary, the iconic, the one-of-a-kind guitar innovator Edward Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen, and he stated this a number of times, he didn't invent tapping necessarily, but he certainly perfected it, and certainly perfected it in the use of the context of a pop rock song. There's no doubt about that. And what I want to do today is I want to take a section of the iconic solo Eruption from Van Halen 1, and I want to show you a certain section that he does tapping. And I've got an exercise for you, and this is a great exercise for you to practice your tapping technique, whether or not you're just beginning with this technique, or you're an intermediate or even an advanced player. I think you'll get something out of this. So one of the things I want to talk about is the sound that I have. So basically what I have is I've got a bit of crunch on the amp, and I've got a flanger, I've got a distortion pedal, and I've got a bit of digital delay. As well, what I've got is some compression. The second thing I want to talk about is I'm not going to not have a pick. I'm going to have a pick in my hand, even though I'm not using it today, because it's very likely, unless you're exclusively a finger picker, you're going to have a pick in your hand, and you're going to have to hold that pick while you're tapping. Eddie, what he did is he'd hold the pick between his thumb and middle finger, and he'd tap with his pointer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the pick, in this case, between my thumb and pointer, and tap with my middle finger. What we want to do is I want to break down the chords that he's actually using in Eruption. The other thing I want to say is that I'm in standard tuning, and on Van Halen 1 and most of Van Halen's work, Eddie Van Halen was tuned down a half step to E flat, but I'm in standard tuning in E here today. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the chords first of all. We're going to start off with C sharp minor, and then we're going to go to A, and then we're going to go to B dominant 7, and then we're going to go to B, and then to E, and then we're going to go to C, and then to D, and then to E. And there's a progression where he's going down from E to D to C, and then to B. And there's a little bit of a flamenco lick at the very end where it's B, and then he's moving the E chord up a fret, so up a semitone, while keeping the B pedal tone. So B, and moving that up. So we're going to go through that right now. So the first chord that he starts off with is C sharp minor. Now, this is really interesting, and one of the great things about Eruption is that there are songs within that song itself. So C sharp minor, what we're doing with the tapping, and this is really important on the tapping technique, what you want to do is you want to press the string with your finger and then release. So press the string, release. And what you don't want to do is press the string and then release and hit other strings. You don't want to do that. So you want to press the string and release without touching any other strings. Now, one of the things you can do is take your non-tapping hand and alternate between the tapping finger and one of the fingers on your fretting hand, and that is a really good exercise to develop control. So that's a good exercise to develop control. So what you're going to do is you're going to tap, and then you're going to release. And so in this case, the tapping in Eruption, a lot of it's based on chord tones. So in C sharp minor, we have the fifth, which starts off the tapping on G sharp, and then down to the root, C sharp, and then hammer on to E, which is the third. So my suggestion to you is just start very slowly if you're not used to doing this, and even if you are experienced, this is a great exercise. So I would start slowly, and then pick up speed as you get comfortable with it. And then he's going to go to A chord. So he keeps the fretting hand where it is and moves his tapping finger up one fret to A. So it's still A. And then releasing to C sharp again, the middle note in the A chord, so the third note. And then hammering on to E, the fifth note. So and then he's going to keep the A, and he's going to shift his fretting hand up 2 frets, and he's going to do a B7 chord. So the way he gets that B7 sound is that he plays A, which is the flat 7, and then he's going to release down to D sharp, which is the 3rd of B, and then hammer on to F sharp, which is the 5th of B. So and then he's going to keep the fretting hands position, and then he's going to play the B chord by going up to B. So B, release down to D sharp, which is the 3rd of B, and then hammer on to F sharp, which is the 5th of B. So let's see what we have so far. So C sharp minor, to A, to B dominant 7, to B. Now he's going to play an E chord by playing the B, so the 5th note in E, keeping the B there, but shifting up, and he's going to release down to E, and then, so he's going to play the B, release to E, and then play the G sharp, which is the 3rd. So he's going to shift up his tapping finger 1 fret to C, shift down the fretting finger 1 fret to G, and he's going to play a C chord. So C, release to E, which is the 3rd note in C, and hammer on to G. So going up to D, and then he's going to keep the tapping finger on D, and then move his fretting hand up 2 frets to play D, release to F sharp, which is the 3rd, and hammer on to A, which is the 5th. So then go up to E twice with the tapping finger, and then move the fretting hand up 2 frets. So he's playing E, releasing to G sharp, which is the 3rd, and hammering on to B, which is the 5th. So, and then he's going to do the descending run on E. I'll show you the riff that he's playing first, and then I'll talk about it. So this is a riff that actually Eddie's played in a lot of different songs and solos, and also something you might hear the Rolling Stones use, and in a lot of songs in rock and roll. So he's playing E, and then the flat 7th, which is D, the 6th, which is C sharp, the flattened 6th, which is C, and then the 5th, which is B. So, but what he's doing is he's tapping this instead. And then he's going down to D, and so the same thing with D. So we have D, the root, the flat 7th C, the 6th B, the flat 6th B flat, and the 5th A. So now he's tapping D. And then finally to C. And so C, the root, and doing, so he's playing C, the flat 7th, which is B flat, the 6th, which is A, the flat 6th, which is A flat, and then the 5th, which is G. So we have, and then finally, he's doing that flamenco run in B that I talked about earlier. So B chord, then he keeps the B pedal tone, and he moves the E pattern up a fret. So in this case, he's playing, the first part is B, D sharp, which is the 3rd note in B, and then the 5th, which is F sharp. And then he's keeping the tapping hand where it is, and then moving his fretting hand up 1 fret to play B, E, and G. So he's going B, D sharp, F sharp, and then B, E, G. So when you look at the chord, it's B, D sharp, F sharp, and then B, E, G. So, except he's doing it tapping. So, what I want to do is I will now play the entire exercise through slowly once so you can see how it goes, and then you can practice this on your own. By the way, if you like this video, please click the like button as it really helps my channel out. Please subscribe for more videos like this, and please leave comments below telling me what type of videos you'd like me to make next for the guitar channel here. I'm going to do the exercise slowly for you now. So I hope this video has really helped you out to understand more about Eddie Van Halen's extremely innovative tapping style. This is based on chord tones. So if you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up as it really helps my channel out. Please subscribe for more videos like this, and please leave your comments below and tell me what type of videos you'd like me to make in future.